Due to the extreme cold, the diesel heaters aren't working, the engine won't start, so we've got a fire under the truck. Interesting landscape. You can see these lines. It's previously been horizontal, some event has shifted it. It's like a geology stream around here. There's very strange holes in all these rocks. Not entirely sure what that's about, but it's quite treacherous moving around up here. Gobi Desert is just miles and miles of nothingness surrounded by mountain ranges. Sometimes your route takes you through on those ranges. That's this, right now we're on this right riverbed through these gorges and mountain ranges. It's just stunning. So we're going to camp the night here, parked up, get some camera gear and head up into the hills and see what we can find. So I just met some locals driving by in the canyon, and they say there are snow leopards in this area. It really gets me excited. I would love to see them. I think the chances of seeing them are very low, but it's worth making the effort. And the way they, because the language barrier is a problem, the way they describe the snow leopard, you get their claws, and there's a big swishy tail. Oh, I'd so love to see one. We've got diesel, which is a big relief. It's the last town we're at. Diesel was not possible due to no winter additive. So we're starting to get a bit low. We're very pleased to have found it. Now we're trying to get water because all the lakes are frozen. So we've been in Mongolia now about 2 weeks. I absolutely love it. It's just amazing. For me, I just love exploring it. I think to most people, being out in -5 in the middle of absolute nowhere, up top of a huge sand dune, is really the idea of hell. To me, it's Christmas every day. I'm in the middle of the Gobi Desert, surrounded by nature and wild wilderness. It's just wild. I love it, it's beautiful. Every day is just incredible. It's getting back to nature, I think is what it is. Very peaceful up there, beautiful. Fingers absolutely freezing, quite painful. It's about -12 up there. I've been out there for about 2 hours. Believe it or not, there's internet up there. Middle of the Gobi Desert, there's internet. Amazing. So I was just trying to catch up on some social media. So time for some dinner and a cup of tea. Down in this frozen river. There's an oasis on the map. Got sand dunes around me. The sun is blazing, and today is the first time I've been hot. But I mean, it's not hot because there's ice around me. But I'm feeling warm. So this frozen layer, there's no water beneath it. The ground is the riverbed is about that much below the ice. The water's all gone. Just got this frozen crust. Every now and then it cracks, and you can see the riverbed in the bottom. Found what I think is iron deposits. You've got these lovely little bits of iron formations from where the sandstone has eroded. If you break them, you can see it's iron. Beautiful. So we've just arrived at the Crystal Caves. It's been quite a journey to get here. Today we've done 15 miles and it's taken about 4 hours. Yesterday was just as bad, possibly worse. So I'm going to go and explore now and see what we find. I have no idea what to expect. It could be really disappointing or it could be amazing. So I've been on the road now 6 months and I'm loving it, but it's a lot more hard work than I expected. A lot less just chilling out and enjoying yourself and more hard work. Truck's been great, but they do require maintaining. There's always a job to do. In these cold climates, they didn't build the trucks for this cold climates. There's minus 20 mostly at night, so we had to move a few pipes, stop them from freezing. But in the main, absolutely loving it. Personally, for me, I enjoyed the wilder countries most, the ones we're less familiar with, like Kazakhstan, Siberia, and Mongolia. One thing I'm extremely disappointed about is the lack of wildlife. I was looking forward to Siberia, looking forward to seeing bears, if possible, and lynx, otters, beavers, bird life. But very sadly, it would appear, talking to the locals, it's all been shot. There was almost nothing. We didn't see, other than some little ground squirrels, we didn't see anything. A crow now and again. That's it. And that is really sad. You would see, on the side of the road, you'd see skinned bears, stuffed bears, lynxes. And it is awful. That is so sad. That our wildlife is in such a bad way. So we're in Mongolia now, and there is wildlife. You have to look for it. It runs when it sees you, but you would expect that. That's sad that that's the way it is, but so basically, as much as I love to travel, the world is not in a good way. Climate change right now, Mongolia where we are, although in the Gobi Desert there should be snow here. Apparently this is the driest year they've ever had. And we have seen snow, but it's very little. So climate change is a very real thing, and the world is not in good shape. Mixed feelings really. I absolutely love the travelling, but it's highlighting to me what a bad way the world is in, and we need to do more about it. It's about the 5th of December now. I'm starting to head a bit more further north out of the Gobi. Starting to find water, or frozen lakes more like. And daytime temperatures are generally around minus 20. The sun's up today, so it might warm up a little bit, but it's unlikely. Last night was minus 26. We're expecting minus 30 this week. Simple tasks are starting to become difficult, like pumping water from the frozen lakes. If we're lucky, we'll find running water under the ice, but that's still quite a challenge to get that very cold water in your truck through all pipes that are about to freezing before it gets there. But it's been quite an experience. It's all good fun. There are water houses where you can get unfrozen water, but sometimes we can't get close enough. There's a fence around them, or the last two we've been to have been automated. You need a card. The hoses aren't long enough to get to us. We haven't got all the fittings required to connect up. So we are at the river. This is the typical way we get water in the summer. This is pumped from the river, filter it 4 times, chlorinate it, refilter it when it comes out as drinking water. But it's a different story when it's minus 25 outside and it's almost, I think today, tomorrow, and expect minus 30. It's very unusual for us to find running water. So we're going to take the opportunity to fill up. Everything is so much hard work when it is so cold.
I'm going to put 3 pairs of gloves on. The worst bit is getting the fill hose into the water, because that means sticking your hands in icy water without falling in. Everything's so damn stiff. That's the ice forming on my hand already. Anyone think it's a bit cold?
Filming of the water filling had to stop because the phone couldn't take the cold anymore and died. So having to fill through a hose through the window directly into the water tank, because all the fill hoses externally, there's a locker and the locker connected up. There's some valves you don't shut, but they're all frozen.
Come to Duck Canyon and you've got no idea why it's called Duck Canyon. If we had to come in the summer, we wouldn't have actually been able to do much apart from peer over the top of these cliffs. Because it's the middle of winter, it's about minus 20, minus 25, something like that. All the water's frozen. So we've walked up the canyon and there's these most phenomenal... Because it's winter, the river's frozen. The ice formations are phenomenal. But just here, the top layer is maybe 1 inch, 2 inches thick, and you can sort of get in this depression here and look underneath it and see all the rocks, and you can hear the water underneath you while there's ice on top of you. It's probably one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
Some of the most magnificent formations I've ever seen. This is possibly the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. But it's minus 25 and there's a wind, 50-mile-an-hour wind, right, roaring through the canyon. That's going to be like equivalent to minus 35 or something similar to that. And the cameras are just dying. Your breath freezes on the camera. My camera eventually said, error, don't want to work anymore. If you take your batteries out, put them in your pocket, leave them 10 minutes, put them back, and they work for a few minutes. Sun's not even set yet and it's already minus 25, so it's going to get colder. Just been outside again trying to film the yaks.
Actually, I think there's a yak trying to steal your motorbike.
But it's freezing out there. It's freezing out there. I think I'm going to call it a night and just make myself cosy inside Matilda. It's minus 30 and my diesel heater's decided to stop working. My theory is the fuel's got so cold it's kind of thickening, and I think the back of the truck is slightly uphill. I've installed the Webasto pumps by the heaters. There's a good 4 meters run to the fuel tank and I think it's struggling to pull. I think these pumps are better at pushing than they are pulling. So my mistake. They've been working okay up until now, but minus 30 seems to be pushing the limit. That's my theory. I've just taken the hoses off Put a jerry can in here. I've got jerry cans here. Fit the standpipe into the jerry can. Connected it directly to the Webasto, so the fuel line's now maybe 400mm. So if it's going to work, it's going to work now. If it's not, that's not a problem. I'm not sure what the answer is. So it's minus 31 now. 5 or 6 attempts at starting the diesel heater up have failed. I noticed that Gary's truck, which is next to me, both the heaters have also stopped working. But you'd hear them in the exhaust. So I've just woken them up and told them they've got a problem. Looking at the diesel, it's still very liquid. And it is winter diesel, so it should be okay. So new plan, I've got 1.5 litres of diesel here in a Coke bottle, in water, in a pan being boiled. And that litre will run the diesel heater for at least an hour. We can get that hot, get some jerry cans inside, warm inside up, then we can keep the diesel heaters running, warm up inside. We attempted to start Gary's truck, but it just wasn't going to happen. Turn your lights off. The internal temperature on my gauge has just decided it's not going to work anymore. Well, I wanted an adventure. So it must be a good couple of hours now since I've been trying to get the heaters to work. Gary's outside now as well. We've got generators running. Inside, I don't know what temperature is in here now, it's well below zero. The thermometer has stopped working. We keep trying to film stuff to show what we're doing, but the cameras just keep dying. I'm looking rather disgusting right now. This condensation, icicles. Every time you breathe out your nose, you need to get this condensation build up. I've been outside now about 5 hours trying to solve the heater problem. It's about 3 AM now. It's -7 inside the truck, you can see my breath. Heating up the diesel didn't seem to work, so the diesel's obviously okay. Heating the pump up with a blowtorch seemed to get some combustion going, but not enough. Tried to start the trucks up, but there's no way they're going. So the plan is go to bed, wait till the morning, sun will rise, temperature will rise as well, maybe -20. And hopefully the Webastos will start to work then, and we can start heating, get the engines running, move on. Bit disappointed really, the Webastos. They're meant to be good for -40. We're pretty sure now it's -34, having got some more thermometers out. I had quite a warm night. I had lots of blankets on and the heat blanket. I've no idea on the temperature in here because all the thermometers died. I mean, even my mirror is covered in ice. So I didn't rush to get up because I wanted the sun to rise and heat up the temperature a little bit. I've no idea what it really is. There's a thermometer outside, so I'm going to check that. So the temperature outside is -31. So in the 3 hours the sun's been up, the temperature's risen +5 degrees. So guys, had the fire on his truck now for maybe an hour or something. He's now connected up his habitation leisure batteries to the starter motor, or to the truck batteries, and he's going to have a start. So Gary thinks it's -16 inside using his temperature gun, but to be honest, I don't think that's all that reliable. Even my gauges, my energy gauges, have all given some very funny results now, flickering between 136 watts to 4 watts in up and down. So everything's a bit unhappy. So the idea of giving Matilda a bump start wasn't going to work because there's no air in the system. You need this air to take the brakes off. Now we could wind the brakes off, but then I've got no brakes. Stop me running the back of Gary. So we have to resort to a fire under Matilda as well, get her going, and then we'll never turn the engines off again. So I finally got Matilda started using the fire technique and jumping off the habitation batteries and a burning rag in the air intake. That seemed to get it going. I'm hoping once you get some hot water pumping around the diesel heater, that might give her a chance to start up again. But I've got a headache. I've no idea what time it is. It might be 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. It's still minus 31. I'm hungry. I stink of smoke, covered in dust. And that's just solved a small problem. Because if the temperature's going to continue to be like this, we can't turn the engines off, obviously. And the diesel heaters are going to stop. And it's going to be cold inside. So, as sad as it may be, I think we need to make a retreat out of Mongolia, out of Russia. Check on the temperatures in southern Kazakhstan and maybe go there.
So it's just a case of packing everything up. That's not easy because at this temperature you touch things that just break. I unraveled the cable yesterday and all the insulation just fell off the outside. That's
just day 3 at Duck Canyon. Day 1 was the good day, the day when we discovered this amazing frozen landscape in the Duck Canyon. That night the diesel heaters, all 4 diesel heaters, decided to stop working within the hour. We went down to the temperature of minus 32 at the time. It's since gone down to at least minus 36 that we've seen. It maybe gone lower. So we spent that day getting the truck started, which took a significant number of hours, and then trying to reheat the interior because I think it was frozen. My heaters, either air top or Thermo Pro 90, has not started. I am relying on the engine, which has been running since yesterday 3 o'clock, to provide the heat in here. Now it does that for 2 heat exchangers and a radiator. Today we have tried to leave. It's 10:30 now. But Gary's discovered his cassette, which is the removable 90-litre waste tank for his toilet, has frozen and split the cassette, which is not good. So he's trying to defrost that so he can empty it and then make some kind of repair. But we need to get out of here because the temperature is not going to improve. We are at 2,000 metres, which is not helping the situation. We need to get lower, try and find something warmer. I need to make some changes to my diesel system. I think moving the pumps to a warmer area, maybe put them alongside some of the hot coolant hoses, would be a good idea. That might help them to keep working. So let's hope we get out of here today. So while Gary's having fun defrosting his toilet cassette, I am going to go and take some photos and videos of the yaks, because I like yaks. They're like big fluffy cows. This is a smoking frozen river. As it freezes, it bulges up, and you get these rises in it. Just driven over the top of a mountain at 7,000 feet. We're kind of making a run now for lower ground, warmer climate, because all the heater's not working. We are burning a lot of diesel just running the engines because you have to idle them up to about 1600-1800 RPM. It's not good for the environment. We've had having breakages. Gary's had a water filter fracture. His toilet's now cracked. And our local, the owner of the yaks, he was saying it's not even cold yet, tomorrow it's going to get cold. So we are running for warmer climates, which is really sad because right now it is so beautiful around us. It feels like we're on the roof of Mongolia. Before we do a river crossing, we like to assess it obviously. You don't want to go falling through into a deep river. But the ice on here looks to be about, some places 1 foot to 2 foot thick. It's got no problems with that. But then you do find a bit which is maybe 1 foot deep with running water. So we like to try and assess where the bottom is if possible. I think Gary's saying it's about 2 foot, so it's no problem for the trucks. Thing is cracking and crunching and moving, but it's like 2-3 foot thick, so we're not concerned. Probably the 4th river crossing today. It slows progress down quite a lot because we get out and check it each time. We find something really amazing to look at and go, wow, look at that! Like a stone over there. There's a stone in the ice, a big rock, like a boulder. It's not actually touching anything, it's just up in the ice. Further problems today. Well, last night all the diesel heaters failed again. Today fuel is freezing. I had to blowtorch my fuel filter and a sedimenter to get the truck to run properly. Unfortunately, in doing that, I set fire to a small plastic hose, which is a fuel return. And it's not easy. You kind of your arms reach trying to get the blowtorch in without jacking the cab up. I didn't jack the cab up because it was absolutely freezing outside. I didn't want to risk doing damage. The motorbike was on the front, so I took the bike off. There's a lot of work to do that, so I didn't do it. But I set fire to a hose. I couldn't put the fire out because it was out of reach. So that started to leak diesel everywhere. So I then had to stop and jack the cab up, move the bike, repair the hose with a new bit of hose, and go again. And since then, the sediment has frozen. Now it appears Gary is having problems, but I'm running okay. We've added another treatment of winter additive into the tanks. Hopefully that's going to help. But I think the bottom line is is just too cold. The diesel is freezing. We need to get out of Mongolia, find warm climate. It's in a town called Kovd up in the northwest of Mongolia. We're in the market looking for some kind of insulating fabric to put over the engine, try and keep it a bit warmer, be a bit more fuel efficient, and transmission fluid. We want to change all the oil in the diffs, the gearbox, transfer box, because what we've got right now is just it's too thick for these weather conditions. It's like minus 25 out here, and this lot are playing snooker.
It's a bit under the truck. It's not moving under the truck, it's moving on the truck. It's been making a few funny noises. I haven't quite managed to work out what the funny noises were. And I knew she was leaking a bit of oil out the pop shaft, but I thought it was just an oil seal. But apparently my pop shaft's been working loose, it's just fallen off. Hopefully it's just a nut that's come undone that holds the assembly together. I'm going to look at the drawings. Do a bit of tweaking and we'll be on our merry way. I don't think that there's actually any failures anywhere. I think it's just a case of the nut rattling off. So if we can get over the hurdle of doing the nut up, we should be on our merry way again, hopefully. But this is probably day 5 of problems. We've had problems every day for a good 5 days. It's getting a bit tedious and we're going to put that down to the cold.
The options are, because we haven't got a 44mm socket, cut down the industrial spanner, put it in like that and turn it with a bar. Plan B, cut the socket down, weld the socket to the nut so we can put a brake bar on it.
So that's the plan. Cut the spanner down first before we wreck the nut.
It's minus 20, but we have got the sun on us and there's no wind.
It's quite nice.
So that's a good day in Mongolia.
Yeah, if we do that first, because if that doesn't work we can do this, if this doesn't work we can't end up do that.
Yeah.
Inside the truck, Gary's just popped out, or just jumped out rather, to see how the modification that he's made on the prop shaft is working, whether it's stopping the oil from dripping. If it doesn't work, I don't really know what the answer is. We don't have enough oil on board to be able to get us to the next town or village. We certainly don't have enough to get us to where we're going to get the neck and the bearing from, not the bearing, I can see them through the wing mirror. They are still looking and talking, and the longer they're out there, the more concerned I'm getting.
So we've not managed to stop the oil leak, so we need to stop the differential from turning and throwing oil up into the area, into the seal. And the only way to do that is to drop the prop shaft, remove that completely, so your front wheel drive truck, We're going to remove both half shafts and blank them off to stop dust and crap getting inside. And that should mean the oil level will just sit flat, there'll be no moving parts and no leaks. So the entire back of the truck will stop working, but the front of the truck will be fine until we can get 1400 miles to Barnall and get a new seal. That's the plan. It should work. There's no reason why that shouldn't work.
And that's I think what we need to do. We need to make some progress. I can't keep stopping, trying something, stopping, trying something, stopping, trying something. It's just too cold to keep going out there. So one fix does it all.
And we're fairly confident that this tarmac road stays this way until we get to the border.
No, it doesn't. There's over 3 river crossings that we need to do.
I don't see that being a problem.
If they're a problem, I'll give them a go front wheel drive. If I get stuck, we've got a 4-wheel drive to pull us out.
If Matilda goes first, so she's in front, she can pull puddles through. So we've got tarmac road all the way to Barnall. Some of that could be snowy, but I think the Russians are quite good at clearing their roads, so I think we'll be okay.
I hope so.
But who knows? But right now we've got to stop the flow of oil.
By protecting the oil that we've got in there, if it gets snowy and difficult, it's not that much work to just put it back together again and drive and just lose the oil. But if we keep driving now, lose the oil, if we need 4-wheel drive, we're not going to have any oil when we need it.
We did carry spare oil, but that's all in there now. This is all. The next option is put engine oil in, which we've got. But I think right now on these good tarmac roads we should make a fix that's going to work.
So this fix is a little bit like Blue Peter fixes though, isn't it? You've got to butcher.
We do need to take this plastic folder here, cut a circle in it, put some holes in it, put some gasket in it and put it on as a cap to the half shaft. My broken half shaft from back in Russia, that's going to go on the other side. So that's a nice easy win there. This is day 7 of having issues in Mongolia. From prop shaft falling off, plastic fuel hose catching fire, diesel heater's not starting, having to blowtorch sedimenters and fuel filters. But we have found this beautiful tarmac road, so we should be out of here in about 3 days.
Right, we're in Mongolia and we left Ortu, which is down here, a couple of days ago, and we are somewhere on this stretch of road here. This is where we encountered the problem with the prop shaft.
Mongolia just wants to keep us here. She won't let us leave.
Forever!
Which is alright, because we like Mongolia. We just like to get to warm up a little bit.
I feel I want to stop, I want to quit. And it's the only time in my life I've ever thought, or I've ever been in, where you don't want to do something anymore. That's not an option. I mean, freezing temperatures in Mongolia, the weather's getting worse, I have to move, I have to keep the truck rolling. I really had enough of it, to be honest with you.
Is it just today?
No, every day for the last 7 days one of these 2 trucks has had a problem. And they can be from major mechanical failures like this to a leaky pipe because of the cold. But it's every day for 7 days, and it's just not fun anymore. It's just trying to keep these trucks moving in these extreme temperatures.
Just come up this steep, icy, up to this pass here. Puddles has struggled because of the lack of 4-wheel drive, so I've just had to pull her up here. Matilda had to do a U-turn and the ice kind of helped with that significantly. So we're now going to go down and select the low ratio, first or second, just let the truck do the work all the way down. It's very cold.